SMW fan asks, do you have any memories of Ric Flair being offered $120,000 per year to wrestle once a month for Smoky Mountain Wrestling? Rick Rubin offered this sum to lure Flair in, so it has been reported.
Who sent this question?
SMW fan.
Okay. First of all, I don't think Rick Rubin, he may have been a huge Ric Flair fan. I do not think he offered him $120,000 for one appearance. As a businessman, why would you do that? Because they didn't get paid. They didn't get paid for their TV.
Let me correct you. It was going to be an annual 120 for one appearance a month, so it would have essentially been $12,000 per match or per appearance.
10,000 a month.
12. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, 10,000 a month. Yeah, or 10,000 per match, 10,000 per promo, whatever.
Now he may have done that. I think he could have done that. 120,000. I'm thinking, who in the hell did you hear this from, SMW fan? He may have offered Flair that much money for one appearance, but he didn't take it, did he?
Nope.
And I wonder why.
Ooh, well, in '91, he went to the WWF, and then
that was the reason. That was the reason. Then.
And then he left in early '93, so maybe back to WCW. So maybe it was around this time in '93. Who knows? I mean, it could have just been.
If he was
leverage.
if he was in WCW, he would have probably taken that offer. Because he wasn't making 10,000 on one appearance in WCW, maybe unless it was like Starrcade or something big. But I guarantee you, they could have went to Greenville, South Carolina, and they wouldn't draw but maybe $10,000, $12,000 for the whole house. And he wouldn't be getting anywhere close to $10,000. So by him being offered $10,000 by Rick Rubin, which I think now is possible, now that it's broken down, I wish he'd have taken it, really, because that would really help Jimmy out a lot. Because they could have really worked to a point to where they would have made that TV. I mean, you can't miss it TV, and it'd been worth $10,000.
Well, with Flair, I mean, even Flair at this time, let's say it's 93. Do you think Flair, or even 91, when the business was just on the downturn, do you think Flair would have made a difference? Do you think Flair would have even paid for himself at this time, just because of the massive downtrend of the business in the early 90s?
In 91, that is doubtful. He would have even paid for himself. Because it went through, I thought that actually the business can't die, but it can die, and it can be put on life support. It's barely breathing. And during that time that WWE was taking over everything and WCW was trying to get in a position, the business, even the independent shows weren't drawing. I mean, and some of these independent, and that's what happened to the independent money, because the independent promoters, they weren't giving, even decent money sometimes to make an appearance, because they were afraid they were going to lose their ass. I don't know. It was a strange time to be in the wrestling business, and especially at my age then, I'm thinking, well, now what the hell am I going to do now? And I worked through it. That's why a lot of people ask me after the Bruiser Brody death in Puerto Rico, why did you go back? The reason I went back, because there was nowhere else to work. If I wanted to stay in the wrestling business, I was basically trained. I had no formal training in anything except, and I didn't have any formal training in wrestling, really. I mean, what are you going to put on a resume? What did you do for the last 10 years? I was a wrestler. They look at you like, what the hell? What do you want to do here? Because that's a business too. They want you to come in there and know your job, be experienced in the job, if you can be, especially if it's an office job. But being a wrestler qualifies you to do one thing. You know what it qualifies you to be?
Wrestle.
A wrestler, or possibly a booker, and that's it. But anyway, in 91, yeah, it's possible that Rick Rubin, are we still talking about that? Rick Rubin offered him $10,000 for one appearance.